Once upon a time, in a magical land not so far away, there was a village called Everbrook, where wishes came true. Now, you might be thinking, wow, that sounds amazing, and you'd be right. It was pretty fantastic. But the thing about wishes, they only as good as the hearts of those who make them. So, grab your imagination hats because we're about to dive into a tale of friendship, courage, and the power of kindness. In the heart of Everbrook stood a wishing well, old as the hills and twice as mysterious. It wasn't just any old well, mind you. This one was special. Every day, the kind-hearted creatures of the village would come to make their wishes, and if their hearts were pure, poof, their wishes would come true in the most delightful ways. It was Finn the fox, always wishing for the perfect adventure, and Lily the squirrel, whose wishes usually involved finding the tastiest acorn. Oh, and we can't forget Bruno the bear, who mostly wished for comfy napping spots and honey. Life in Everbrook was as sweet as Bruno's favorite snack. But one day, something strange happened. The wishes stopped coming true. Can you imagine? It was like someone had pulled the plug on all the magic in Everbrook. The villagers were more confused than a penguin in a desert. What could have happened to their beloved wishing well? Finn, being the adventurous fox he was, couldn't sit still. "We've got to do something," he declared, his bushy tail twitching with excitement. Lily nodded, her little paws clutching her favorite acorn. "But what can we do?" she asked, her eyes wide with worry. That's when Bruno lumbered over, rubbing sleep from his eyes. "We could investigate," he suggested with a yawn. And just like that, our trio of unlikely heroes was formed. Now, every good adventure needs a wise guide, right? And in Everbrook, that guide was Zara the owl. She lived in the oldest tree in the village and knew just about everything there was to know. So, our friends decided to pay her a visit. Zara peered at them through her spectacles, her feathers ruffled with concern. "The well's magic is fading," she hooted solemnly. "Duh, someone is taking the wishes before they can come true." Gasps all around. Who would do such a thing? Finn's ears perked up. "But how can we find the culprit?" he asked. Zara's eyes twinkled. "Follow the trail of glowing wish dust. It will lead you to the answer." And so, armed with determination, our heroes set off into the shadowy forest. Now, I know what you're thinking. A shadowy forest sounds pretty scary. But remember, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is face your fears, especially when your friends are by your side. As they ventured deeper into the forest, Lily noticed something peculiar. Her magical acorn was glowing. "Look," she exclaimed. "Grandma always said it glows when it detects a lie. Maybe it can help us uncover secrets." It's Finn's eyes lit up. "Brilliant, Lily. We'll be like detectives." And detect they did. They asked the forest creatures if they had seen anything strange. When a sneaky snake tried to mislead them, Lily's acorn glowed brighter than a firefly at a disco party. "Hey." The snake, caught in his lie, slithered away in embarrassment. Following the trail of shimmering wish dust, our friends found themselves at the foot of the tallest tree they'd ever seen. And perched at the very top was a nest unlike any other. It sparkled and glowed with all the colors of the rainbow. "Look," Bruno whispered. "It's Grimble the Crow." Sure enough, there was Grimble, surrounded by a mountain of glowing wishes. He was cackling to himself, "More wishes, more power. Soon I'll be the most powerful creature in all of Everbrook." Our heroes exchanged worried glances. How were they going to confront Grimble and save the wishes? Finn, always the brave one, called out Grimble. "We know what you've done. You need to return the wishes to the well." Grimble's beady eyes narrowed. "Never," he squawked. "These wishes are mine now. If I give them back, I'll have nothing." Lily stepped forward, her acorn glowing softly. "But Grimble," she said gently, "don't you see? By taking all the wishes for yourself, you're making everyone else unhappy. True happiness comes from sharing, not hoarding." Bruno nodded sagely. "Yeah, like when I share my honey with my friends, it tastes even sweeter." For a moment, Grimble looked uncertain. Then he puffed up his feathers. "Nonsense. More for me means less for everyone else. That's how it works." But Lily's acorn was glowing brighter than ever. It wasn't just detecting a lie. It was detecting the lie Grimble was telling himself. Finn had an idea. "Grimble," he said, "why don't you make a wish? A real wish from your heart. See what happens." Grimble hesitated, then closed his eyes. I wish I had friends," he whispered. Suddenly, all the wishes he had hoarded began to glow even brighter. They swirled around him like a whirlwind of starlight, and then they vanished. Poof. Grimble opened his eyes, looking bewildered. But then he noticed something. Finn, Lily, and Bruno were smiling at him. Not with anger or judgment, but with kindness and understanding. "We'll be your friends, Grimble," Lily said softly. Grimble's beak dropped open in surprise. But, ... But why? After what I did? Bruno shrugged his big, furry shoulders. "Everyone deserves a second chance. Besides, being friends is way more fun than being enemies." And just like that, the magic of friendship worked its own special kind of wish magic. Grimble's heart, which had been small and greedy, grew 3 sizes that day. Together, they all flew back to the wishing well. Soon as they arrived, the well began to glow again, brighter than ever before, to celebrate the return of the wishes and their new friendship. The well granted the village a special wish, a grand festival of kindness and friendship. There were games and treats and more smiles than you could count. As the sun set on the happiest day Everbrook had ever seen, Grimble turned to his new friends. "You know," he said, "I thought having all those wishes would make me powerful. But I've never felt as strong as I do right now, surrounded by friends." Finn grinned. "That's because the real magic isn't in the wishes, Grimble. It's in our hearts, and in how we treat each other." Lily nodded, her acorn glowing with the truth of Finn's words. "And the best part is, that's a kind of magic that never runs out." Bruno, munching on a honey cake, added, "And it's a lot tastier than eating wishes." They all laughed, and as the stars came out to twinkle above Everbrook, our friends knew that they had discovered the greatest wish of all, the wish for true friendship. So, my dear listeners, remember this tale the next time you're tempted to keep something all to yourself. The joy of sharing and the warmth of friendship are worth more than all the wishes in the world. And who knows? Maybe by being kind and open-hearted, you'll find your own magical adventures right in your own backyard. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I hear the wishing well calling. Time to make a wish, and this time I think I'll wish for more stories to share with all of you. Until next time, keep your hearts open, your friends close, and your acorns glowing. Goodbye for now.